life is to teach my people how to improve their nutrition by changing some recipes that traditionally have not been treating our bodies so well. And so we can still enjoy the things that we like, but the things that we like won't kill us. So basically, that's what I do for a living. I've been the resident chef here at Greater Baden for about 1.5 years now. And I'm always delighted to come to your baby shower and celebrate this day with you. So today we're going to have a small lecture on the nutritional needs of pregnancy and breastfeeding mothers. Because as you know, pregnancy and breastfeeding are the most demanding times on a woman's body in terms of her nutrition. And it's not that we don't need good nutrition all the time, but you especially need better nutrition when you're pregnant, because whatever you do, of course, affects your baby. So you know that you need at least an additional 300 calories a day is what they teach in terms of your nutrition for your baby. And what I'd like to give to you today is some ideas to help you make those calories healthy calories. We don't want you eating the additional calories with potato chips and fried chicken and fish and all that kind of stuff. You okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just make sure. But so we're going to talk a little bit about some nutrition. I chose to feature the sweet potato today because the sweet potato, although we like our candy yams and everything, sweet potato is such a versatile vegetable and it's such a healthy vegetable. And we should eat more and more of it. So today we're going to do 2 new recipes with the sweet potato that I hope you love. And the reason I chose the sweet potato is that nutritionally, the sweet potato ranks #1 in nutritional value. And this is according to the Centers for Science and the Public Interest. And the sweet potato is high in dietary fiber, naturally occurring sugar, complex carbohydrate, protein, vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, and calcium. And those are all the necessary nutrients that you need more of when you're pregnant and lactating. So that's why I thought the sweet potato would be an awesome vegetable to feature today. So when you're pregnant and when you're lactating, you want to keep in mind that you want to eat whole foods, meaning foods that are in their natural state. You don't want to eat processed foods, or you want to eat as little processed foods as you can. And the whole foods you'd like to have are you want to have your fresh fruits and vegetables, and you'll be getting your farmer's market vouchers soon. So they'll be encouraging you to go out to the farmer's market and get your fresh fruits and vegetables at the farmer's market. You want your whole grains, which is your 100% whole grains, your whole wheat breads and your oat breads and things of that nature. You want to drink plenty of water. You want to have as many organic foods as you can get. Now I'm noticing even in our local markets, they're making organic choices for us, or alternatives for us, and they're pricing them in a range that we can afford. So it's not like we can't afford organic foods anymore. So whenever you see the label organic, I want you to make that choice, especially while you're pregnant and lactating. Anything that's hormone-free or free range, you want to start reading labels to really understand what's in the foods that you're buying. And when you see hormone-free, you want to purchase those type of products. You want to, of course, take your vitamins. And you want to learn how to, always read nutrition labels, because otherwise, if you don't read a nutrition label, you have no idea of what's in the product that you're about to eat. If you know how to read the label, then you'll make a wise choice when you're selecting the foods off the shelf. So I'm not going to take a lot of your time today with too much, because I know your head is probably blowing up from what you got up front. You're full of knowledge right now. But, the nutrition is just such an important aspect, because going forward, it's not just your life now, it's going to be your children's lives. So we want to make this a generational education for you. We want you just not to stop with it because you're pregnant. We want you to go forward with this information for the rest of your life. Because if you understand what's happening in our community, we are dying at rates that are like staggering. And it's because of the foods that we're eating. It's not that we're getting shot with guns or stabbed with knives or anything like that. We're actually taking a knife and fork, and we're dying with that. And we have to change our consciousness about the foods that we're eating so that we can live. And if you teach your children to live better, then of course they won't have to suffer with the same diseases that we've suffered with. And they will generationally pay that forward to their children and to their children. So now our culture will not be connected with dying, but we'll be connected with being healthy and living. So that's what we want to impart to all of you. And the Latino community and the Black community are so entwined as far as nutrition. We're suffering from the same types of diseases: the diabetes, the obesity, the high blood pressure, the kidney failure. we're almost mirroring each other. So we're all in this together. This is not just for African Americans. This is for every ethnicity that has any kind of health condition that's related to nutrition. You can eat yourself healthy. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to learn how to do it. So what I have for you today is sweet potato salad. The summer is coming upon us, and we all like to do our backyard cookouts and barbecues and go to grandma's and aunties and uncles. And I'm going to teach you a recipe today for potato salad. Potato salad is something that we all eat a lot of, and it's not very good. The traditional white potato is just not healthy for us. It's loaded with starch. It has no fiber. It makes your blood sugar spike. So there's so many negatives with eating white potatoes. So what I did is I like to play around with things, and I started using the sweet potato to make my potato salad. And I said, wow, this is really, really good. So I kitchen tested it, and I got it to a point where I think you'll enjoy it. And what I'd like for you to do is to be the star of your next barbecue. The first barbecue of the season, I want you guys to make this potato salad and take it and put it on the picnic table and walk away. Don't tell them who did it. But when they start saying, who made that sweet potato salad? You can say, I did. And Grandma will be very, very pleased with you, because she'll see that, you know, some of us, we don't like to talk about food because we feel like someone's attacking us and someone's attacking our culture. Well, I'm as black as everyone in this room that's black. So I'm not attacking my culture, but what I've learned to understand is the diet of my forefathers and mothers was much different from my diet, because their lifestyle was much different from mine. And if we lived the same lifestyle that they lived, and we ate the same diet that they ate, then we would not be suffering with the same illnesses that we're suffering with, because we would have burned all of those calories up, because they worked very, very, very hard. But we're a very sedentary culture. We don't do a lot of hard work. We sit at our computers, we sit with our video games, we're sitting in our cars driving. So where it was a lot of energy burned back in the olden days, we don't do that today. So we have to modify our diet to be in conjunction with the way we live. And if we're burning the energy that we're taking in, we won't have those problems. So we have to change the kind of foods that we eat. It's really that simple. So we're going to sample the sweet potato salad today, and you basically make it. How many of you know how to make basic potato salad? Okay, so you know you boil your potato, right? And then you take the skin off the potato and you dice the potato. Same methodology with the sweet potato. Only thing different is the sweet potato has much lower starch in it than a white potato does. So when you boil it, you want to boil it just until it's fork tender. You want to take it out of the water, put it in cold water to stop it from cooking. And then when you slice it, you'll notice that the texture of it is just a little softer. And that's because it doesn't have all of that starch in it, okay? So once you boil your potato and you get it to that point, it's the same process as if you make your regular potato salad. So here I have all my ingredients. This is green pepper, red pepper, right? And onion, celery. Has a little bit of sweet relish, a little mustard, of course, egg, a little fresh garlic, this is my onion, a little salt and pepper, and of course this is what the potato looks like when you dice it. Now you may want to dice yours larger if you like a larger dice, but I like a little smaller dice. If you have children that are a little funny about the veggies, what I like to do with my veggies is put them on a food processor, and I make them small, like they're really pulverized like this. So when you put them in the food, they don't recognize that it's in there. So this is the way they get the flavor in the food, but they don't necessarily recognize that they're eating an onion or celery or whatever. So it's a nice little trick you can use, okay? So that's that. Now the next thing I did with the sweet potato is I made sweet potato pound cake. How many of you ever heard of that before? Good, I got a captive audience. I love it. Okay, now the sweet potato is, like I said, it is like, you've heard of pumpkin pie, pumpkin cake, same thing. You can do everything with the sweet potato. Same thing you can do with the pumpkin, you can do with the sweet potato. And it's absolutely fabulous. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna ask, is there any questions at all as far as the sweet potato, or any questions that you might wanna know how can you use it any differently, or any questions at all for me before we start to get into the tasting? Not one question? None? Okay. All right, so we'll start tasting. And I want your honest opinion. I never get offended if you don't like it. But the sweet potato is like I said, it's one of these items that you can have sweet potato salad, you can have sweet potato fries. Kids love French fries. So when you get your sweet potatoes at home, you do this. You take the skin off with a peeler. You slice it into strips. You take a little olive oil and you put it on the sweet potato. Put it on a sheet pan in the oven, and you bake those till they're tender. You can either eat them with a little bit of salt and pepper or a little bit of cinnamon. Kids love them with a little bit of cinnamon on them. But it's an awesome snack. So far we've gotten 3 things out of the sweet potato, right? What do we have so far? Right. So that means we have a salad, we have a fry, and we have a dessert. So what you have to think of is when you're buying your fresh fruits and vegetables, how can I use it all up? A lot of you don't buy fresh fruits and vegetables because you feel like you're gonna waste them. You say, well, I don't really eat that much. I'm not gonna buy that because I don't really use it. But you have to start learning how to use the entire vegetable. So if you buy celery, you can use celery. You can actually have celery as a side vegetable.
Bless you.
You could take celery and slice it and stew it down and mix it with tomatoes and corn as a side dish. You know, you have to start using it, learning how to add it in. You could take it and do like I do, and I make my mixture of green pepper, red pepper, onion, and I put it on my food processor, and I add this in everything: eggs, meatloaf, hamburgers, vegetables, spoonful. It's like a condiment for me. And I use an old jar that spaghetti sauce came in, so I didn't have to go out and buy a new container or anything. I take it, put it in that jar, I keep it in the refrigerator, and so I have it. So it helps me to use all of my fresh vegetables. Because if we eat live foods, guess what? Your body loves it, and you'll live. And you'll use the calories that you want to use, and your children will grow up to be healthy children. And they'll naturally want to eat fresh because they're used to it. You know, if you start them very young and they're not introduced to all the sugary, refined foods, they won't want them as adults. We eat the way we eat because this is what we were taught. So if you teach your children how to eat fresh, they'll be so discerning that when they go somewhere and someone tries to offer them, they'll say, oh no, I'm sorry, no thank you. I want an apple. Or no thank you. You know, seriously, if you teach your children very young, they will grow up to be very discerning adults, and they will be very healthy children, and you'll be happier for it, they'll be happier for it. Okay, who's gonna be my first brave? Now, you know, I didn't ask you, but do you have any fork?
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Yes, but and being pregnant, you know, you're starting to raise a family, so you want to learn how to spend your money wisely at the market. You want to learn how to cook more at home, because when you cook more at home, it adds more value to the family because it brings everybody to the table. Everybody's not running to McDonald's or wherever to get their meals. It encourages you to have more positive conversation. So healthy nutrition goes so much farther than just health for the body. It's health for the whole family.
Thank you so much.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Pass it out, the samples.
I'm gonna come out and pass these out to you. I just want to. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
But I really want you, and you all have your copies of the recipe? Everybody have it?
I'll go in front of you. You wanna go around now?
Okay. I just need 2 more forks on that one. 2 more forks. But, yeah, so, let's see if I can give you a little more background on your nutrition, since I don't have any questions. I'm gonna just keep pouring in. I'm just gonna keep the stuff coming. All right, so, pregnant and breastfeeding mothers need plenty of protein, You need plenty of a vitamin called, a nutrient called folate. You need calcium. You need zinc. You need iron. You need your milk, your meat and beans, fruits, vegetables, your grains, your oils. You need all those vital nutrients. And what happens to the body, not to get too technical about it, but when you eat a lot of processed foods, it makes your body work so much harder to break that food down. And that's why we get the diabetes and the obesity, because natural foods, the body loves them. We were created to eat natural foods, like fruits and vegetables. When we eat all these processed foods and refined foods, the body doesn't recognize that as real food, so it works really, really hard to break it down. What do you think so far? Okay now, Chef wants to hear. You know, Chef got a heart too. She wants to know how it feels, how you like it. And I want you to use it. You know, when Linda stands in front of you and gives you all that knowledge, and I stand here and give you all the knowledge, we do this. First of all, it's a love thing for us because we love to give what we have. The second thing is we want you to use it. We want you to use it. Because I'll share a story. A few years ago, I was like 210 pounds and unhealthy. And I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, I will not eat myself to death. I said, the devil's a lie, I won't do it. And I had to stop and take an assessment on what I was doing to myself and what I had to change to live. So I started looking at the foods that I ate, and I started to study about food and find out, well, what's in this stuff that's killing me? Because it tasted good. Everything I ate tasted great, but it was killing me. So I started changing recipes around and doing things like the sweet potato salad and oven fried chicken and using a lot more vegetables and just being creative, experimenting with flavors and spices, not salt, but spices and citrus and all these things. I just started playing in my kitchen, and things started tasting really great, and I started eating differently, and the weight started to come off. And not to say that I didn't exercise, because I did, but I started to get healthy. My blood chemistry started to change. I started to feel better. People were looking at me and saying, well, gosh, what are you doing? And it started a business. This actually turned into a business for me. That's how important this knowledge is. So when we stand in front of you and give it to you, please don't let it fall void on your ears. Take it and use it. Use it. Make changes in your life. Make changes in your generations. It's all about the generations. We're not here just for today. All of us are here for what we can leave behind for someone else. So take this and pay it forward, you know? And if you don't like it, share it with someone that might like it. If you didn't necessarily care for it, you may tweak it. You may go home and say, well, you know, I like it, but I don't like the onions, or I don't like the green pepper. Whatever you don't like, make it for yourself, how you like it. But you want to get more of these healthy fruits and vegetables in your body. You must. Oh, you need more? I'm sorry.
The whole two.
See, I get passionate and I start to talk. You gotta stop me. You gotta stop me. You gotta stop me. Because, you know, if one life is saved, then I die, you know, oh my God, I wouldn't even know what to do. If one life is made better, so does anybody, since we're sitting here just being so silent, I guess you're all thinking about what you can do with sweet potatoes, right? So I want somebody to share with me what ideas come to mind for you in your kitchen. What could you do with the sweet potato?
I bake mine.
Okay, bake it. And when you bake it, what you put on it? Who's that? Oh, what do you put on it?
With a little butter.
Little butter? And any sugar? Brown sugar. Okay. Yeah, a little brown sugar. And see, anything in moderation is good. We don't say you can't have sugar, but you can't have an excessive amount of sugar. Like if you're taking a half a bag of sugar and pouring it on your yams when you bake them in the oven, that's too much. That's too much. Because the whole thing is you just want the flavor. Yes?
You can cook with a fish. I
Fish?
used to do that.
With sweet
And
potatoes?
it's good.
Wow, like you stew the fish with the sweet potato, or how do you do
You
it?
cook together fish, tomato,
Mm-hmm.
little oil,
Okay.
and It depends on the fish you like.
Okay, now here's an interesting aspect on the sweet potato. She says she takes fish, and she puts the fish and the sweet potato and a little oil
Tomato.
and tomato. Now that sounds delicious. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna try that. Yeah, that sounds delicious.
It's very good.
Right. So that's what I mean, you know. Now we're gonna try some cake. How about that? So that's what I mean, you know. Think about how you can use these recipes and these vegetables.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot going on in Prince George's County right now for nutrition. There's a lot going on. There's a new organic farm, actually. Anyone know where Edmonston, Maryland is? Edmonston?
They're going to Alden.
Well, Edmonston is off of Kenilworth Avenue. If you're coming out of it's in the Hyattsville area. But it's this little small town off of Kenilworth Avenue. Brand new organic farm coming up. And I went over there just to see, and I mean, it is so wonderful. And they'll be open on the weekends. You can go over there, and right now they're looking like for volunteers to come over there. But they're growing beautiful organic produce right here in Prince George's County. Right, literally in your backyard. And they have classes on teaching you how to grow fresh foods at home. I'm gonna actually take that. But how to grow things right in flower pots in your backyard. So, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there.
You can actually do it on the balconies too. The
Your
big pots.
balcony?
You know, if you live in an apartment building, you got
Yep.
a balcony,
Yep.
you can grow in the big pots.
And I mean,
president, she had blueberries out there on her balcony.
Yep.
In her apartment. Mhm.
And they teach you how to grow year round. They grew carrots, greens, they grew, oh my God, they had so much stuff over there, I couldn't believe it. I was freaked out. I said, right here in Prince George's County. Now, how many of you bake from scratch? You make a cake from scratch? What? Okay. Don't be intimidated. It's not hard, but even if you had a box cake mix, you could take 1 cup of pureed fresh sweet potato and add it to a yellow cake mix, right?
What size sweet potato is that?
I would say
use in a box
you
cake?
want like 1 large or 2 medium size. Once they're cooked and pureed, will give you about a cup. So 1 large potato or 2 medium size. And once you boil them till they're tender, and you puree, mash it. You don't have to have a food processor. You can actually mash it with a a potato masher. But you add a cup of that, because how many of you ever heard of pudding in a cake mix before? Right? Well, instead of pudding, because pudding is just something to add moistness to the cake. So instead of adding pudding, you add a cup of sweet potato to your cake mix. And then you add whatever kind of spices you like. Actually, in this one, I put a little cinnamon and I put a little ginger. You like it? See? Now, who would have ever thought, right? I'm just saying. And this is one of like a million recipes that you can come up with if you start experimenting.
So with the cake,
So you take your cake mix, right? And you would put, let's see, if you're using a cake mix, you take the cake mix and you would put a 1/4 cup of canola oil in it. You would put your eggs, whatever the eggs, I think it's probably 2 or 3 eggs in the cake mix. I can't remember because I scratch bake all the time, but it's probably 2 or 3. And then you want to add a cup of the pureed sweet potato and whatever spice you like. If you like nutmeg or, whatever you like. Mace, cinnamon. Then you add your little vanilla extract. And this one I put a little vanilla extract and I put a little lemon extract in it. And what I try to do is I had to get away from eating like cakes with all the icings and stuff on it. That's the stuff that was tearing me up. And I love that stuff. I mean, I still struggle with it every day. But I make a cake, that doesn't need icing. I took a little powdered sugar on this. That was it. You could make a little glaze if you wanted with a little orange juice. If you really wanted to. But, I mean, you really don't have to. And the thing is, you want to teach your children how to enjoy things better. Y'all like it?
Yes.
It's not. Is it a recipe for this?
Let me see. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna send it back to Linda, and the next time you guys come, she'll have a copy for you.
Okay.
I'll make sure she has it for you. That work for you?
Or I can mail it out to you, so
Okay.
everybody that was here, I'll
Yeah.
just mail it out to you, the recipe. Okay.
But since you love it, it makes my heart feel real good.
How many you want? And you?
And this is healthy for you too.
And see the thing, healthy is a relative term. This is a great question. I want everybody to listen up. Her question was, so this is healthy? Now I want you to understand that healthy is a relative term. Now, if you're gonna do this versus a piece of cake from Costco or something like that, yeah. Because if you're thinking about it, you have the sweet potato, you have canola oil, you have eggs, you have spices, which is zilch, counts as nothing. You have the flavoring, which is the extract. Need more?
Yes.
Two more. You have, what else I put in here? Egg, oil, baking powder, cinnamon. And actually, I didn't tell you before, but I used some whole wheat flour in here.
I thought it was good.
You know, I try to sneak one in when I can, you know. So I put a little whole wheat flour in it. And if you go to the market, there's a brand called Hodgson Mills. It comes in a brown bag, looks like almost like a paper bag. But they make a 50-50 blend. It's 50% white flour, 50% whole wheat flour. And it's very good for baking because you still get a nice texture. Because whole wheat flour by itself can be really, really dry. So you gotta really work with that. But healthy is a relative term. If you have a slice of this cake, maybe twice a week, 3 times at the most, on a 7-day week, yeah, you can work with that. Or if you're having a birthday party for your children, you can make cupcakes with this. It doesn't have to be a pound cake. You know, you put a little cupcake and then you think of something real cute to put on top, like a little mandarin orange slice or something. You know what I mean? Kids are so pure. They don't know. They know what we teach them. So if you give them little cute little spins on things, using natural, like next time I come, if God is willing and I come back, I have a chocolate cake that I do with beets that'll knock your socks off. Beets. Exactly. I wouldn't tell you till after you ate it. Because if I told you beforehand, you'd be like, no, I don't want that. But it's delicious. It is absolutely delicious. You know, I learned about one recently, a cupcake using avocados. Yeah, using avocados. So there's so many ideas and variations of incorporating vegetables, and that's what you want to do for your children. Sneak it in. They don't have to know. They think it's a cupcake. They don't know it's a sweet potato cupcake. It's a cupcake to them. You know, so healthy, yes, because in this cake you have your fiber from your sweet potato, you have your folate, you have your calcium, all the nutrients that's in that sweet potato is in the cake. But if you're just eating a regular processed cake with white flour, sugar, that's all you got. You know, so we're offsetting some of that refined product with the fiber from the fiber from the sweet potato. Because just like if you're going to eat a piece of pineapple as opposed to a glass of pineapple juice, what do you think is the best between those two? And I'll get your question in 1 minute.
The fresh pineapple.
Anybody know why?
It's 100% juice.
Say again?
It's fresh and it's 100% juice.
So you go with the juice. You say the juice is better than the pineapple itself?
Oh no, the pineapple is better. Itself is fresh. It's actually grown from
Natural.
I'm saying you could take a pineapple and get the juice. I just want you
No,
to
it's
understand the
natural.
difference between how you offset things in your diet. The juice is pure juice. When you take the pulp out, you take all the fiber out. See? When you eat the fruit itself, you get the fruit and the fiber. See? So you give your body something to work with. If you drink just the juice, that juice hits your system, bam, your glycemic level spikes right up. But when you eat fiber, it's something it's like a mitigating factor. It helps break it down. So the body is not working so hard to break down just that pure sugary juice. It has something to help break it down. So it breaks down slower in the system so it doesn't tax your system so badly. You know? And the thing about food is understanding what it is. You know, because most of us, we see something in it, and that's in our mind, it's just that. But it's what's behind it, what nutrients are, what's in it. And how is my body going to respond to it? You know, that's the whole thing. So you want to learn how to eat to make yourself feel better. And this, to me, this potato salad now has become a part of my family. If I don't make this, they're mad at me now. They don't even want, I'm serious, they don't even want regular potato salad anymore. I'm from New Jersey. When I go to New Jersey, I got to take my knives, my everything, because guess what? I got to cook the whole time I'm up there. Because people want to learn how to eat better. They really do. And oven fried chicken, delicious. I do like this kale salad with apples and feta cheese. They love that. They love that. So, and you had a question for me. What was it?
Do you do catering?
I do. I do.
You can get like a number or something.
Sure, sure. I can share it with you. I can share my card with you. But, you know, I'm here for your nutrition. So anything on your mind nutritionally, anything you're struggling with at home, anybody? Got any questions?
Red potatoes, they're good for you too, right? That's
Red-
what I buy is red potatoes.
Yeah. But understand a red potato inside is a white potato.
Well, I keep the red peeling on it.
Okay, that helps. That helps. And how are you preparing it?
I boil it,
Mm-hmm.
make it my own mashed potatoes from scratch with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I put a little garlic and butter on it
Mhm.
and put it in the oven,
Mhm.
like sauteed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Do it like that.
Yeah.
And I put it in homemade chicken soup.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds like we got another chef in the house, y'all. She said homemade chicken soup, and that's another thing. That helps you use your vegetables too, because if you're making soups, that's one of the best ways
I love my crock pot.
to use your veggies. You can throw anything in a soup pot. Anything. With a low sodium chicken stock, load it up with all kinds of veggies, throw a little chicken breast in it, you got soup. That's dinner. For pennies. For pennies. So prayerfully, I'll see you guys for the summer in the farmers market. When you get your vouchers, you come out to the Riverdale Farmers Market. That's where I'm normally, maybe somewhere else, but and we teach you, we give you recipes, we do demos there, and we teach you, we encourage you to buy the same food items that we demo, and you go home and you do them for your family. You know? Because this is huge what's happening right now. Because we are dying disproportionately in this community, and we can stop it. It doesn't have to be this way. You know? We don't have to eat stuff that's killing us. And if I can leave anything with you, I want to leave with you that what you do today for your babies goes for their babies and their babies' babies. See, it doesn't stop. It keeps going. So don't get discouraged. Don't think because you've only done things one way before that you can't go a different way now. You can. Don't think it's an insult to grandma if you decide to change a recipe that grandma gave you, because understand grandma's lifestyle was totally different from yours. You have to modify your food to suit your lifestyle. That's why these are lifestyle changes we're talking about. We're not talking about one day wonders. We're talking about lifestyle changes. So I thank you all for letting me be in your presence today. I pray you all have healthy babies and healthy bodies, and God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.